Income Nebraskans need help paying their utility bills. As our Taylor Johnson reports, recent federal cuts have some thinking they could be left out in the cold.
On Tuesday, layoffs at the Department of Health and Human Services in D.C. included those with the Low-Income Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP. The move worried some Nebraskans.
We did start to receive phone calls and questions and things like that.
Family Housing Advisory Services in North Omaha is one place low-income residents can get help.
We can assist with about $500 towards their utility bill if there's a hardship there, depending on what that hardship is.
While Family Housing Advisory Services doesn't rely on LIHEAP funding, they work with partners who do, like OPPD, who received over $5 million last year.
We have approximately 14,000 customers that are actively participating in that program. And that program also accounts for approximately 78% of the energy assistance funds that we receive on an annual basis.
LIHEAP funds in Nebraska are given to organizations through the Department of Health and Human Services. They tell First Alert 6 they do have enough money to keep the program going.
In Nebraska, our customers can still apply for LIHEAP because the funds have been appropriated for this year.
While things are okay today, organizations are now preparing for what could happen tomorrow.
We've really been pushing like our financial education program so that people can get ahead of whatever is going to happen next.
In Omaha, Taylor Johnson, First Alert 6.
22% of OPPD's remaining utility assistance is given out through donations they receive. If you'd like to support them or Family Housing Advisory Services, visit our website, firstalert6.com.